he want to do.
Terence Crawford's 37. Devin Heaney said he thinks he would like him to retire. Do you agree with that statement?
So, he can do whatever he wants to do. He's been dominating for a long time too, so he can do whatever he wants to do. I would like to see him retire because it'd be hard for anybody to top that, and they definitely put him on the top 5 list, and he'd be able to stay there because he hasn't been beaten.
Last question. Is Terence Crawford the greatest of all time?
Absolutely the greatest of all time.
Where does he rank?
I don't know, but he's not the greatest of all, absolutely greatest of all time.
Roy Jones Jr. has just flipped the script on what everyone assumed would be Terence Crawford's final chapter. While the entire boxing world has been fixated on a massive Canelo rematch, Roy is steering Bud toward a completely different destination, one driven by legacy, not hype. He's highlighting the one missing piece on Crawford's resume, a gap only a single fighter can fill, Erislandy Lara. And this isn't about collecting another strap. It's about sealing the only opening Crawford ever left behind. Roy knows exactly why Lara is the dangerous, overlooked puzzle piece that completes Crawford's masterpiece.
As Canelo Alvarez has been a great fighter his whole career, people like Erislandy Lara gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. People like Floyd Mayweather also gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. But Bud is more fierce, more fearsome and more angrier and more meaner than both of those guys. So you know if they showed you the blueprint, Bud gonna go out there and take that blueprint and do even more with it.
To understand why Roy Jones Jr. is zeroing in on this specific move, you have to examine Crawford's career closely. Bud has grabbed titles at 135, 140, 147, and 154 pounds. Then he leaped straight to 168 and dethroned Canelo. See the hole? He completely bypassed the 160-pound middleweight division. In the eyes of a historian like Roy, that gap matters. Jones argues that dropping back down for a middleweight belt isn't a step backward, it's a calculated stroke of genius. He calls it closing it off. If Crawford takes a title at 160, the chain becomes complete, and the argument for him as the greatest fighter of this generation becomes airtight.
I don't know. I mean, I think he may want to go get a middleweight title because he skipped over that. He went to dream middleweight. No, he went dream middleweight, then went super middleweight. So he may go back to just capture middleweight title to close the gap, like I wished I would have did with the cruiserweight title. So I think he does that.
Middleweight has been a strange, quiet landscape for years, living under the shadow of the biggest stars at 168. But that silence is about to break. Roy Jones Jr. sees 160 as the ideal hunting ground because it's ruled by dangerous champions who lack the global pull to dictate terms. That gives Crawford all the leverage. He wouldn't be the B-side chasing an opportunity, he'd be the invader coming to claim what he believes belongs to him. For Roy, this is the lowest risk, highest reward path to cementing history.
I did want to ask you about Terence Crawford as well.
Yeah.
A lot going on with him at the moment. No one knows his next move.
Right.
What would you like his next move to be?
I think he should go down and win a title at 160 because he won at 47, 40, 54, 68. Go get 60, you closed it off. That's fine.
Yeah. Would you like to see a rematch with Canelo?
Not really.
Okay. What about Canelo, I guess? What would you like to see in the future for him?
I don't know. Canelo can do anything he wants to. He's done so much already. There's really not much left for him to do. So I think Canelo probably could either take the rematch or close the door because Canelo's done way more than that.
This is where the timeline gets intriguing. The 160-pound picture is foggy right now, but everything becomes crystal clear on December 6, 2025. That's when the WBO IBF champion Janibek liminally meets the WBA champion Erislandy Lara in a huge unification bout. This fight is more than a title clash, it's an audition. Roy's entire blueprint rests on the outcome. On one side stands Janibek, the feared knockout machine that many avoid. On the other is Lara, the Cuban veteran and oldest active champion, still armed with that slick, maddeningly high IQ style. Whoever leaves with 3 belts becomes Crawford's immediate target.
Age-wise, of course, everybody's going to say Erislandy Lara because he's 40. Mm-hmm. But I would never come out of my mouth and call Erislandy Lara a weak link. Mm-hmm. I think there's no elite fighters at 160.
Though Janibek is the young destroyer, many believe Roy's true aim might be Lara, if he manages to pull off the upset. Lara represents the old guard, a master craftsman whose understanding of the sweet science mirrors Crawford's. Crawford versus Lara would be a pure chess match, a duel of elite southpaw timing that purists would savor. And if Lara survives Janibek and unifies, he presents a legacy opponent, someone who troubled Canelo years ago. Beating him would allow Crawford to add another layer of I did it better to his ongoing comparison with Alvarez.
Bud's like my brother. I've been with him for The past probably 7 camps. He's taken 0 shortcuts. He's always 100% to himself. He never cheats himself, so. We're in a routine. We know what happens. We come out here, just pass the time working out and everything. Pass as fast. You work out so many times a day and get to it. You're working the.
Crawford isn't just waiting around, either. He's already making his intentions known. Recently, Bud appeared at the WBO convention and didn't hesitate to stir the pot. Sitting beside Janibek Elimanuli's team, he stared directly into the camera and said, "I got my eyes on you." Whether it was playful or icy, one thing is certain. Crawford is actively studying the 160-pound division.
My guts say the same thing. I'm going to sit down with my team, and we're going to discuss what's next in the future for Terrence Crawford. And, who knows? I might go down to 160.
Johnny, we're here next. Looking for you. Looking for December 6th, how you're going to do it.
I got my eyes on you, Janibek.
That viral moment proves Roy Jones Jr.'s theory is already unfolding. Crawford is circling the middleweight champions. He knows the winner on December 6th will hold the key to his 6th divisional title, and he wants them aware that he's coming for everything. But the second half of Roy's message is the most controversial. He wants Crawford to leave Canelo alone. Jones believes a rematch is a high-risk, low-reward trap. Canelo is aging, recovering from elbow surgery, and carrying years of hard fights. Crawford already beat him. A second fight adds nothing. If Bud loses, the first victory is tainted. If he wins, critics will claim Canelo was old and worn. It's a lose-lose wrapped in a big payday.
Match up at Canelo Crawford. I just want to get your reflections on that fight first.
It was a great fight by Crawford. Fought a very smart fight, just like I thought he would. The only problem I had was I was worried about his shoulder because some stuff came out about his shoulder being sore. So I didn't know about that. But if he didn't have any injuries, I knew it would be an easy walk for him.
Are you surprised by just how kind of confident and comfortable Terrence was in there at all?
No, not at all, because if you watch Canelo struggles with guys that can box. Terrence can box from both sides, left-handed or right-handed. So how could you be surprised?
So there's a lot of talk about what next for both men. With Canelo Alvarez, where do you think he goes from here?
I don't know. I think they're trying to have a rematch, so I don't know.
Do you think he can right the wrongs in a rematch?
I don't think so, no.
Roy wants Crawford chasing immortality, not another check. And immortality lies at 160, not in a repetitive sequel. If Crawford follows this path and captures a middleweight title, he'll enter a nearly empty hall. Only Manny Pacquiao and Oscar de la Hoya have ever won major world titles in 6 divisions. That's the kind of legacy that never fades, long after the money from a Canelo rematch is gone. Roy understands this better than anyone. He climbed from middleweight to heavyweight to chase history. Now he sees that same fire in Crawford, and is urging him to secure that 6th crown so his name stands alone when boxing story is written.
But in terms of a fantasy fight, if you'd have ever shared the ring with a 168 version of Terrence Crawford, would that have been an intriguing matchup?
Not really. I like Terrence. Terrence is a very good fighter, but Terrence grew up on Roy Jones. It's hard to tell you these guys are going to whoop Roy Jones when they grew up, and they still asking questions to Roy Jones about how he did things. So they don't fully understand Roy Jones yet either. So it's hard to beat Roy Jones if you don't fully understand him yet. You understand me? So I mean, it's cool. He's a great fighter. Don't get it wrong. And it would have been an intriguing fight because he has a heart and he has confidence, and he's a very challenging guy. That's what I like about him the most. That's why I knew he'd beat Canelo, because he stands up to the challenge. So he would have been something to deal with for a few rounds early. But I was a different guy. I was much faster than 90% of the people I fought. You understand me? So it's like with my speed level and with the precision and things, even him. I had him training yesterday. I watched him put together some 4 and 5 punch combinations, and I think it shocked him because of how quick he can do it. So it's not about necessarily talent. It's talent too, but you gotta have know-how with talent. I had know-how along with talent. That's what this kid has.
Terrence Crawford now stands at the crossroads of his legendary career. One road leads to a massive payday and a redundant clash with Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah, for sure. But it's still, when you look at it, it's still excuses. Like I said before the fight, every one of my biggest fights, I say, I'm gonna be prepared for the excuses. When you so great and you so much ahead of your competition, they look at the fighters that you fight and say they nobodies because how much you beat them by or the level of skills that you oppose against them. So
When I fight this guy, it's all he was a nobody. When I fight this guy, all he was washed. When I fight this guy, it's an excuse, you know? So who you want me to fight? I beat this guy, it's an excuse. I beat this guy, you know, he's too young or whatever. So I'm never really gonna give my full respect until afterwards. Yes, you know, it's a lot of people that's changing their narrative, like, man, y'all watching something great right now, and we not appreciating it. And it's sad to say that we waking up at the tail end of his career. You know, we really didn't realize it until now, when he's like doing extraordinary stuff, like going up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter in that division, the #1 guy that's the face of boxing, you know. And the way that I handled that, people like, oh man, something had to be wrong. Canelo had to be washed, or Canelo just wasn't in it. And I see people saying, oh, Turkey paid for Canelo to lose, you know. So I just think, you know, when you that much better than the competition, you know, people not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man.
The other road, illuminated by Roy Jones Jr., leads to the 160-pound throne and the chance to perfect his march through the weight classes. The key will be decided on December 6th, when Lara and Janibek meet. Crawford is watching. And if he moves on the winner, he won't just be another champion, he'll be the only man to complete the 6-division puzzle. The question is whether he'll follow the legend's advice or give in to the lure of Canelo's payday. Time is running, and the middleweight scene is on the verge of exploding.
I'm not gonna judge Crawford over his last performance from Canelo, because there was, I don't care what a person say, they could say that Canelo's washed up, they say this, they say past his prime, yada yada yada. That's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at how he executed the plan and how he neutralized the threat. So he did a phenomenal job with that. Boldman came up with a great game plan for that. I really believe that Janibek can get outboxed. I think he's gonna get outboxed. He goes into 160. It's all gonna determine on how he look against Lara. Because Lara is a crafty southpaw. And remember, I said this to you before with William Skull and Canelo. I said if he struggles against William Skull and he boxes him, it's gonna just keep the blueprint solid for Crawford. So it's one of those things. So Crawford is a nice southpaw. He's solid. He knows how to utilize a lot of things, and it's like little details that maybe some of the casuals don't see, like how he positioned his foot, how he made Canelo smother his shots, and still gave Canelo better exchanges in the inside. There was a lot of high caliber. Like, you can tell why he deserves to be in that stage. But I got him boxing Janibek, and then after that, just walk away.
Well done. Right, so what's next for both fighters? Let's start with Terence Crawford. Where does he go? He's just stepped up to 168 pounds and beat quite conclusively Canelo Alvarez there. And there's no one really now at super middleweight for him to test. Benavidez, he's gone up to light heavyweight. There's no one really in there. We saw Skull against Canelo, and Skull was quite slow and couldn't do much. I know Canelo stood off and didn't really stick it on him, but Skull showed no ambition. It's not a fight I want to see. I think really the only fight for both of these guys, Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, is the rematch. Because where does Canelo go from here now? He's got a guy stepping up from welterweight, serving him up a bit of a whooping, because that's what it was. And now he's got, like, where does he go? He can't really compete up at light heavyweight because Bivol's done him. Benavidez has gone up to there now, and I don't think that's a fight he's going to fancy. I feel like a lot of people are saying he swerved that Benavidez fight, so I don't think he's going to want to go up to light heavyweight and fight him. So it's like the only sensible option, or the only real option, is the rematch. And that's the same for Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford's now 168 pounds. Who does he fight? Who does he go for next? It's difficult. There's no other real big names. I mean, there's a kid in England called Hamza Shiraz who's tapping on the door for something big. And I had a chat with him yesterday, and he's talking about the Canelo fight, and he'd take that. But realistically, is Canelo Alvarez or Terence Crawford going to want to jump in with Hamza Shiraz? I mean, Shiraz has got a great future ahead of him. I think he's going to do really well. But he's not in that mix, is it? If he gets an opportunity, go for it. I don't think Crawford would be interested. Canelo, it does nothing for him. So these two, really, the only fight for him is the rematch.
After this, and if he's not, he has 2 more fights with Turki Al-Sheikh. What other 2 fights can we see from him?
It's funny because when people ask me
you know, our fighter's done or this and that. I could never answer for a fighter if they're done or not, you know, because it's a very personal decision from the fighter, including Canelo. As much as I hate him, actually, I don't hate, I just don't care for him. But if he wants to fight again or if he doesn't, that's obviously his decision. I have to respect that. So, but obviously, look, again, Crawford just took him to school. That's basically it. That's the bottom line. I mean, Crawford is older than Canelo, so we can't use the excuse that he's older, right? We can't use the excuse that, oh, well, you know, he moved around too much. Well, it's your job to figure him out, right? Just like Chavez would figure out a fighter, just like I would figure out a fighter, just like any real great fighter can figure styles out. That's your job. I think Crawford did a tremendous job. Kudos to him. Sky's the limit for Crawford, and I really don't know where Canelo goes, seriously.
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.